Did you know? Did you know? Did you know, my friend? All this cool shit. Mythic origins of Final Fantasy. And other stuff you might not have known. But maybe you know, but that's okay. We're still gonna do a segment called Did You Know?
All right, welcome to another mini episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate miniature Final Fantasy podcast. I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
And I am Joseph de Gaulier.
And today we will be doing a Did You Know segment on the mythical origins of shit in Final Fantasy VII.
Of shit in Final Fantasy VII?
Things.
Oh, because
Of everything.
I mean,
there's a lot of stuff.
There's like the one toilet area that you have to go into in Final Fantasy VII.
Where the guy's like in the bathroom.
That's really like we can talk about the origin of the toilet.
We could. That actually would be an interesting episode, but
I don't think that has that much to do with Final Fantasy though.
There's
besides that one thing.
There's generally a toilet in the Final Fantasy games. Anyway, so we're gonna be going over the origins of people's names, of areas. We're gonna do a lot of fun stuff with that. So
yeah, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So earlier in the podcast, you mentioned something about Aeris.
Yes, I know. I have to apologize for this again in case people didn't listen all the way through to the last episode, or our last full episode of Ultima Final Fantasy. But I did go on a rant about how it was Aeris and not Aerith, and I was wrong. Someone on our website commented that it was actually supposed to be Aerith, and then I looked it up, and he was completely right. It's an anagram for Earth, is what it's supposed to be. So, I'm sorry. I just always thought it was Aeris, and yeah, I admit to my failure here, and people are gonna fucking give me shit about this for the rest of my life, I'm sure.
I know I am, at least. So, another cool one is that I've seen and thought of is Cloud's name. I mean, Cloud, it kind of alludes to the heavens, and I don't know, it's kind of unclear because it goes with his backstory. He's not sure what happened. He doesn't even know who the fuck he is.
He has a clouded past, in other words.
Yeah, that he has a clouded past, therefore his name is Cloud. I mean, that's
right.
It's kind of weird.
He's also a mysterious and dark character, kind of brooding. Like a cloud you can describe a cloud as brooding.
You can, yeah.
And dark and
mysterious,
and it's cool.
Right, and I mean, it's kind of weird, though, with these names. It's like, as their parents were giving birth to them, did they think, I think he's going to grow up and look just like this other guy who's dating this hot chick, and this guy's going to die, and then he's going to think that he was this guy for a little while, so let's name him Cloud. Yeah. Unclear past.
Cloud, and his last name, of course, is Strife.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna, go through hard times, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Another cool one is Genova, and...
Oh, what is that from, Genova?
Well, I mean, there's a connection with Hebrew lore, I guess. Then their name for God is Jehovah, and Nova translates into new, so it's kind of a new god sort of theory, which makes a lot of sense with the game, because... Genova is she's like a very rapturous god in the game, always trying to take shit down. So yeah, that's a cool thing.
That's cool. Yeah.
Any others that you can think of?
Not that I can think of, man. You did all the research for this one.
All right, fine.
You just got to tell me what's up.
So Vincent Valentine is another interesting one.
I just always thought it was just a really emo-y name.
Yeah, it kind of is, but well, it comes from the Latin verb vincere, which means to conquer, outlast, defeat. So it's not really
emo-y.
Well, it's not really accurate necessarily either, because I hardly use the guy. But and then also
I use them all the time.
Really?
Yeah, my party was always Cloud, Tifa, and Vincent.
My party was Cloud, Barrett, and Sid/Tifa.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Barrett does a fuckload of damage because he's a black guy in a Final Fantasy game. So, I mean, obviously, St. Valentine is a Christian saint. Yeah, that's... Oh, and then the interesting thing with Lucrezia, it's a tragic love story, and it's... Isn't that like a play?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. She was a woman who was raped by a Roman king, and The Rape of Lucrezia is a poem by Shakespeare based on this event.
Okay.
It's a strong allusion to the way Lucrezia gives birth to her child Sephiroth, which means, I mean, it's kind of interesting because, you know, she's Sephiroth's mother, and for her name to be Lucrezia, it implies some sort of rape, which means either Hojo raped her or Hojo did some weird insemination, which is probably the case.
Yeah, because Hojo was experimenting and stuff.
Right.
I don't think Hojo's the rapist in the more used sense of the word.
No. I think the idea behind this is one of the other theories I found, which is it's a rape of nature.
Yeah, okay.
Which, in a way, is, you know, it's just something unnatural being forced, which Hojo does do with Red 13 when he's trying to breed him with Aeris, or Aerith.
Yeah.
And that's a really fucking weird scene. Like, I don't know if Hojo understands.
Thing.
Yeah, I don't know if Hojo understands that, look, it's a wolf lion thing. It's not going to be able to breed with a human.
He hasn't figured out chromosomes yet?
Yeah, chromosome. What kind of fucking scientist is this guy? I mean, he works, he's a scientist for an electric company. He's the kind of scientist
maybe
he is.
He's messing with the chromosomes for them to match. Maybe he's that into, like...
Maybe he's
the
a
biological
really
bullshit
good.
Of the...
Maybe he's really good and it just seems like he's shitty.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he is such a fucking asshole in the game, too.
He is, and he's got a really big forehead.
Is there an origin for Hojo's name?
There is.
Okay.
And it goes back to Shogunate Japan, and they...
Speaking of shoguns.
Yeah, speaking of shoguns, I'm trying to read the book. During the period, 9 successive members of the family held regency, which is...
The Hojo family?
Yeah, the Hojo took their name from the small estate in the Kanagawa Valley in the Izu province. Hojo means power.
So it's just a... Oh, it means power, huh?
Yeah, it means power. I mean...
So there's not really a direct name for scientists or anything like that?
No, it's just a powerful
You think
family.
they name him after that... What the fuck? That military... Like... officer or whatever, the military general in Japan that did all the experiments on the POWs.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? What the fuck was that guy's name?
I'm not sure, but there was a German guy that was...
If I was making Final Fantasy VII, that's what I would name him after that.
There's a German guy that's even more fucked up.
I'm sure there is.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously. And his name was... Hang on just one second, I gotta look this up.
Of course you gotta look this up.
Well, I can't remember the guy's name. Alright, it doesn't matter, but anyway, he did a lot of experiments on twins and some really fucked up stuff, and I think it would have been sweet if they would have named this guy after him.
Yeah.
But it would have been weird with all these Japanese-esque names and then, like, this really German dude.
I wouldn't call every name Japanese-esque, because Cloud Strife
that's English.
is English.
I mean, no one would name their kid Cloud Strife, but I mean, it's still English, so...
The last name of Strife.
Yeah. Another funny one is Don Corneo. And, yeah.
Why don't you go to the police? Why didn't you come to me first?
Yeah, Corneo is actually Latin for made of horn or horny, which makes sense because, you know, he's always trying to bang every bee chick.
Horny? Yeah. Okay, made of horn.
And obviously...
That's kind of clever.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then obviously I felt the whole time I was playing that, like I was just reminded of...
Corleone.
Yeah, The Godfather. So.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen The Godfather, I don't give a shit if like the only thing you'll watch is anime. Go watch The Godfather. I mean, God, people, come on.
Yeah.
It's
also,
like required viewing. For humanity.
it's a good one. It's a good one. So Shinra is Egypt origin, and it translates into dark god, and it describes a mythological creature. A vampire-like creature.
A vampire-like creature. That's perfect.
That is perfect because they're sucking the life out of the
Yeah, they're sucking the life
world.
out of the planet. It's a very green message.
It is,
the entirety of Final Fantasy, and that's actually a very, very clever name. I had no idea Shinra meant that. Like,
yeah, that's a good one.
A vampiric creature of Egyptian origin. That is, wow. That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's that scene where Barrett's like saying that Shinra keeps sucking it out of the blood out of the earth. Or I guess Gaia with these machines, with the life out of the planet, and that's very vampire oriented.
Exactly. It makes it lifeless, you know, which is exactly what a vampire does.
Right, and
Anything else you can find here that's pretty cool?
Barrett Wallace, actually, and I actually thought of this while I was playing the game. Some people think he might be a reference to the 13th century Scottish rebel William Wallace.
Braveheart?
Yeah, Braveheart. I mean, both of them are leaders of uprisings against a tyrannical government or a tyrannical company that's pretty
Basically
much the
become
government.
Yeah. It's kind of an anti-capitalist statement on
yeah, it is.
in Final Fantasy VII.
Which is funny because by then Japan
Because like the company, has gotten so big that the government means nothing.
Yeah, that is true.
Isn't that interesting?
That is a...
I don't have an opinion on that, but that is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you do, but we won't go into that. So, and Kate Sith, the most useless character in 7.
Someone's gonna get pissed at you for saying
well,
that.
he kind of is, man. He's
yeah,
like
I didn't ever fucking use him. He was a piece of shit.
He was even part of the story. Like, he sacrificed himself. He's a robot controlled by a dude that works for Shinra, the enemy. And he dies, and it's like, okay, whatever. And then he comes back, and it's like, okay, what the fuck? This is like 4. Anyway, it translates into Fat Cat. So, wow. Oh, and also another interesting thing is an Irish fairy tale. Kate Sith is the protagonist of countless Kings of the Cats stories, and a theory is, and it's pretty obvious, that's why he's wearing a crown, or he carries a crown in 7.
Huh.
Because he's the king of the cats. The cat robots, apparently.
So when these people are making these games, do they just sit down and they have ideas for characters and then they have to think of the name that'll match the character?
I don't know.
Because these things obviously have some kind of origin with them.
Yeah, and I think that makes the game a lot cooler when
Of course, most names really have some kind of an origin.
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean,
if
they don't
they're
just
real names.
They don't just come out of... Well, I mean, most of these aren't, but they still have origin.
Yeah, that is interesting. Is that all of them? What
Uh,
about Sephiroth?
oh yes, I was saving Sephiroth for last.
Okay, all right.
So it comes from religious lore that is Jewish in origin, and it means, I don't know, at the creation, God sent out a pulse of energy into the void, and it presently branched and sorted into 10 distinct spheres or aspects corresponding to the numbers 1 through 10, and these are known as the Sephiroth. To return to God, the soul must negotiate each of the Sephiroth from 10 back to 1. Thank God we didn't have to fight him 10 times. Armed with magic and faith, which is weapons, Kabbalists have sent out to conquer the Sephiroth. So, yeah, the character Sephiroth tries to become a god by destroying the planet.
Okay.
And obviously that has religious connotations. And they believe that...
Sorry, this is Jewish stuff?
Yeah, this is Jewish.
What is this coming from?
It's coming from the book, the Kabbalah.
Oh, the Kabbalah?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never read the Kabbalah, so...
Yeah, they...
So this is like their... Man. What does that imply? So it's like 10 separate parts? Or
maybe
is he
that's
one of them that
doesn't
like
he
makes up God?
Doesn't he lose like his part of his body or something in the game?
No, I don't think so.
Like there was there was like a chunk. No, it was Genova. So it was probably the connection between Genova and him, because Genova has chunks of herself lying around.
Right.
And
she's the one that you have to collect to become.
So I wonder if
she becomes, Genova again.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder if that's thrown into the Sephiroth lore, where she's in multiple pieces and you fight multiple.
So they use the name Sephiroth to.
And Sephiroth is of Genova.
Define Genova. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like Joe was saying, they probably sat down and were like, "Look, let's do some sweet lore shit here," because obviously these names had to come from somewhere, and that makes the idea
as opposed to Detective Joe just sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, that sounds like a crock. So that sounds like how Japan views America, like
what?
Well, like
I'm sorry. What connection are you drawing here?
Or at least British culture with the detective thing. Like, what? Why? I don't understand that. Do you?
You're talking about Detective Joe?
Yeah, I'm talking about Detective Joe.
I
Like,
have
is
no
that how
idea.
they view us as investigating things? Is like some cheesy...
I don't know. I'm sure they
fucking-
have their own investigators.
They probably do, but I mean,
And
I
maybe
bet you
some
it's-
are called Detective Joe.
Maybe it's like a weird Sherlock Holmes reference where he's got his...
That's true. Yeah, it could be the Sherlock Holmes kind of thing.
I don't know. Sometimes they...
That's definitely the image I get when I think Detective Joe. I'm thinking Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the old Cap from the from the
exactly.
British rule.
Oh my god.
I don't know how that would have been. So
That's cool. There's a lot of depth, at least in the character names of Final Fantasy VII. It's very interesting. And of course, there's things with like the Gaia theory and stuff, which we talked about in previous episodes. That Final Fantasy VII employs.
Right, and a lot of cool stuff with the life stream, and it is an extremely green message when you step back and look at it. It's like,
It's very
wow.
Al Gore.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of thought goes into creating these characters. It adds a lot of depth to them just by their name, and in a lot of ways, it kind of, if you're really educated on lore and stuff like that, which
we
I'm
aren't.
not. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily. I mean, obviously with the summons, it's a different thing, but we'll get to that later.
I need to find out what the Kabbalah is.
Yeah, I have to go read up. But yeah. So I mean, a lot of props to these developers and these writers of these characters for the depth they gave them. I mean,
This is cool stuff.
I don't think the earlier ones necessarily have as much. I mean, what kind of depth can butts possibly have? But so I give them a lot of credit for that. Great job creating these characters.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll explore into the series even more, I think, as we go along. We're gonna have 3 more of these Did You Know through the months, and then or through this month, and further along through the podcast, we might be sprinkling these things in. So if you guys have any ideas as far as what you wish for us to discuss, as far as like did you know aspects, or if you know anything like really fucking cool about the series, just give us a email in our contact page on our website. So go to ultimafinalfantasy.com. Yeah.
And we'll talk about it, and maybe even you'll end up learning something. Who knows?
All right.
There's a lot of cool theories out there. All right, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you again soon.
This has been another production of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. The show was produced by Joseph DeGollier and Caleb Schweiss, with music and editing by Joseph DeGollier, parodies and clips from their respective authors, of course. You can get all of our episodes as well as our Let's Plays at ultimafinalfantasy.com. You can also contact us on Twitter at UFF Podcast, as well as our contact page on our website. Be sure to subscribe and review our podcast. Your reviews may get read on the show, and look forward to the next episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast.